Most people will start off their egg cracking journey with the old two-handed method. I won't show it because everyone knows what it looks like. You're just kind of hitting it and then splitting it. Classic. But if you're a little more advanced, maybe you discover it on your own. There's the one-handed crack method, right? Where you kind of grip like this so that you've got a little gap that something can get in, or you can kind of pre-tap and then use the claw grip to open it up. That's a little more advanced, and that's kind of nice because it allows you two-hand action. If you're going for eggs by volume, which is a common thing to do, then it'll allow you to easily eclipse someone using the one-handed method. Now, you do have to train your non-dominant hand to learn this skill, and that can take a little bit, not to mention the initial investment to learn the one-handed grip itself. But that's not hugely impressive. Like, we've probably all seen people do that. And that wasn't the cleanest break, but it worked. No shells. However, if you are thinking about becoming an enthusiast in egg cracking, whether it's for speed or accuracy events, I would consider the 2 eggs in one hand crack a necessity. Even if you're going for the accuracy event, and even if you're not competing, just being able to do this is such a useful skill. I almost went pro for this, but my bum elbow, unfortunately, held me back in the championships in 2018. And I kind of just retired after that. I pursue it casually now and then, but probably wondering what this looks like. So the move is, it's a little tough. You've kind of got the similar style for the first egg as the one-handed crack. And now you see here, I've got my pinky and whatever the hell this is, ring, index, I don't know, I confused those two. But how am I gonna pull this egg apart? You know what I mean? There's not a lot of leverage here. What you have to kind of do is use these 2 fingers and pull away and kind of squeeze with your palm. Now this requires quite a bit of practice, and it also requires that... Sorry, my fridge just turned on. This video sound quality is gonna tank, but this requires a lot of practice, and it's also not incredibly accurate. If you're serious about volume in a practical non-enthusiast context, then what you can do is crack your eggs into a pitcher, and all the eggshells will float to the bottom, and then you can pour it. That's only if you're cracking multiple hundreds of eggs, which I have had to do before. I was a baker. But if you're just going for a mere fry up or a scramble with a range between, I don't know, 1 to 10 eggs, then you're usually okay just using the individual methods. So this looks something like this. And you kind of have... My phone ran out of storage like literally right as that was happening. I'm not even kidding. Like, that sounds like such an excuse that I could get away with not showing what that looked like, but it actually happened. That video I did about drawing big complex machines is like 24 minutes long, and I thought I deleted it, and I did, but it was still in recently deleted, and I forgot to clear that for like a while. So yeah, that's what happened. You can see the result. I think you can. Some SEs, scrambled eggs, if you're not part of the abbreviating community. But yeah, I'm gonna eat those bad boys. There's another couple of techniques I forgot to kind of mention. My colleague, friend, well, yeah, more of a colleague than a friend. This guy I knew, Miles, when I worked as a baker, he was able to do 4. Yeah, he was able to do 4 eggs in one hand, but yeah, the accuracy on that was terrible. But as I mentioned, we just like cracked them into buckets. Well, pitchers. Buckets don't sound very sanitary. And yeah, then pour them into like containers. So it really didn't matter how accurate you were as long as there wasn't like an entire egg. But I grabbed a handful and just like shove my fingers in each of them. It was certainly something to witness. Yeah. But that's what the current meta is, as far as I know. There are like machines you can purchase, aftermarket stuff, but that's kind of like using an LLM instead of writing your own stuff, you know? If you're really part of this community, the crack addicts community, yeah, you wouldn't do that. So I probably don't even need to say that. Yep. I'll see you next time.